Hey guys, how's it going? I'm the Wookie, and today I'm going to show you guys how to start off a game as the Chinese civilization in Civ 6. Alright, let's go over the Chinese special abilities and features. The Chinese special ability is the Dynastic Cycle, which makes it to where Eureka's and Inspirations provide 60% of the cost of civics and technologies rather than 50%. This can really help you out in your civics and technologies, especially early on in the game, if you're able to kind of manipulate the system and play it right. Next up, we have the Builder for the Chinese. The Builder for the Chinese is very interesting, because not only is it able to have an additional charge, so it has 4 charges when you build one instead of 3, so it can build on 4 tile improvements, but it's also able to contribute production to the wonders of the ancient and classical era. This allows the Chinese to really grab a hold of a lot of those early game wonders, but you can't get too caught up on it because you want to get yourself behind. So how do we transition this into actual gameplay? Well, what I'd suggest doing is making a builder first, and of course researching the tiles that you can improve directly around you. In this case, you can see very clearly it's animal husbandry followed up by mining, since I have 2 immediately available resources with cattle and 1 with stone. Next, of course, you're going to improve the tiles around you with the builder you've just constructed. Ideally keeping your tile improvements equal to the number of civilians in your town, since you can't work more tiles than you have civilians. And hopefully you won't have quite as much trouble as I did with barbarians, but if you do, try to keep your warrior in your capital safe and just kind of kill them one by one. Don't waste too many resources buying troops to try to kill them. And when it comes time to invest in policies, I would suggest getting Discipline and God King. Discipline so you won't have so much trouble killing barbarians, and God King so that in 25 turns, regardless of anything else you've done, you're going to be assured to get a Pantheon, which is important for the next step. So with any luck at all, you're going to have one of the 2 things within your border. Either stone or a river, or you might even have both. These will allow you to build some of the first early game wonders. Stone allowing you to build Stonehenge, and the river allowing you to build the Hanging Gardens. I personally think that Stonehenge is probably the better of the 2 wonders available right off the bat, because not only can you research it immediately, but you are able to actually found a religion very early on in the game, which is really not a guaranteed thing in most games. But Hanging Gardens does have its buffs too. It is a very early research, it's irrigation, which is 1 step after pottery, and it gives a 15% growth rate to every city in your empire. Most games this probably won't be a very difficult decision, because you're either going to have stone or a river, but if you have both, I would strongly suggest you go towards Stonehenge. So since the Chinese have the special ability to where their builders can actually complete wonders or at least add production towards them, how do you go about building this? Well, I would suggest you build a whole new worker, not your original worker, but a new one on top of that, in order to actually help complete your project. So you'll build that new worker, and then you'll start to focus your production onto the wonder. You'll just run your worker on top of it and start to actually add production to it. Not only will this actually make it more efficient and quicker to actually build, but it will also make it to where even if you get the wonder yoinked out from under you, you'll still have a builder. Typically by the time you have a chance to finish your first wonder, your population in your city will probably be somewhere between 4 and 6. I would go ahead and build a granary at this point, because it'll add more housing to your district so it won't slow down your population growth, and I wouldn't suggest building a settler till population 6. The reason for this being is the Civic Early Empire. Not only do you trigger a Eureka moment for it at population 6, but you also make it to where you can build settlers 50% faster with a policy located within it. Once you have that policy activated, I would probably go ahead and build 2 settlers to try to expand pretty quickly outwards, since we've been building very far up and not very far out at this point in the game. The other wonders I start to kind of look out for would be the Great Pyramids, Petra, and the Oracle. Petra has a very interesting way of working with the Chinese, because the Chinese have the Great Wall improvement able to be built by the builder. You can actually have Petra activated at the same time as you have the Great Wall on a single tile, making the tiles incredibly efficient, because you're able to get culture, food, and production, or even gold from them at the same time. The Great Pyramid, of course, allowing you to have an extra charge on your builders, so whenever you build a builder, you now have 5 charges, and if you actually activate the policy, you can get up to 7 or even more charges on your builders, so you can have a builder that can build a lot of stuff for very little cost. And finally, we have the Oracle. The Oracle will make it to where every district you have in your place will generate +2 Great Person points towards whatever it is. So like for the Holy Site, it generates 2 Great People points towards the Prophet, and etc. And if you haven't had the chance to build Stonehenge or something of the sorts, you need to remember to build your Holy Site early. If you forget to build a Holy Site, you'll wind up being pretty far behind in the game if you don't have a chance to develop a religion. Maybe it's not that important to you, but even if you don't spread your religion, it is pretty important to have it, as to not let other people take you over with it. And of course, remember to take advantage of your 60% bonus to Eureka's and Inspirations, compared to most civilizations' 50% bonus. I can't exactly walk you through these steps because every single thing is going to be very situational. For example, it may ask you to found a city on the coast, but you may not even know where the coast is. So I can't tell you should always go by it and never research anything without a Eureka or an inspiration, but try your best to stay along the course of researching things once you acquire the inspiration Eurekas. Oftentimes late game won't be possible, but early on in the game you should be able to most of the time. Anyways guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more, and let me know who you'd like to see next. There's a long list of civilizations here, as you can tell, and I don't know which one to kind of start with. I think the next one I might do is probably Saladin or Arabia, but please let me know what you would think. And if you have any alternate strategies or any alternate input, be sure to put that in the comments below. But once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.